For more than 50 years, Dolly Parton has been a global superstar, lighting up stages and winning hearts around the world. But while Dolly's life has been marked by glitz, glamour, and boundless success, there's one person who's kept himself out of the spotlight throughout it all: her husband, Carl Dean. Known for his refusal to be part of the public eye, Carl has remained an enigma, leaving fans to speculate about the man Dolly calls her rock. After decades of silence, Carl has finally decided to share his story. So, what's the real story behind their long-lasting love? And why has Carl decided to speak out now? Dolly Parton's career is the stuff of legends, a rise from humble beginnings to global superstardom. Born in 1946 in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, Dolly grew up as the fourth of 12 children in a family with very little money. But while they didn't have much in material wealth, Dolly's family was rich in love and music. Her parents were hard-working, and their home was filled with the sounds of gospel and mountain music, which would go on to shape Dolly's unique sound. It was no surprise, then, that Dolly began singing at an early age, no doubt needing to project her voice above the noise of a large family. Music became not just a part of her life, it was the essence of it. By the time Dolly graduated from high school, she was already dreaming big. The day after she received her diploma, she packed her bags and moved to Nashville to chase her dreams. But like most aspiring stars, Dolly's early days in Music City weren't glamorous. She worked tirelessly, struggling to make ends meet and build a career. Her big break came in the late 1960s when she became the duet partner of Porter Wagoner on his popular TV show. This not only made her famous, but also gave her the opportunity to hone her songwriting and stage presence. However, even then, Dolly's eyes were set on something more. She wasn't content to simply be a sidekick. She was destined for solo success. In 1974, Dolly made a bold move and decided to break away from Porter to start her solo career. She wrote, "I Will Always Love You," a heartfelt goodbye to Porter, which became one of the most iconic songs in music history. The song's power and emotion resonated with fans, and while Whitney Houston's cover of it brought the song worldwide recognition, Dolly's original still remains a classic. From there, Dolly's career took off like a rocket. The 1970s and 1980s were packed with hit songs like Jolene, Coat of Many Colors, and 9 to 5, each one filled with Dolly's signature mix of heart, honesty, and raw emotion. Take Coat of Many Colors, for example, a song about Dolly's mother sewing her a coat from scraps of fabric because the family couldn't afford a new one. Instead of feeling ashamed, Dolly wore the coat with pride, knowing it was made with love. This authenticity is part of what has made Dolly a beloved figure, not just in country music, but across all genres. She's always stayed true to her roots, never letting fame or success change her core. But Dolly is more than just a country music queen. She has effortlessly crossed over into pop, gospel, bluegrass, and beyond. Her song, 9 to 5, from the movie of the same name, became an anthem for working women everywhere. It's catchy, it's fun, and yet it touches on real struggles, further demonstrating Dolly's ability to connect with people from all walks of life. And speaking of movies, Dolly didn't just stop at making hit records. She made a splash in Hollywood too, starring in films like Steel Magnolias and The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. Her natural humor, warmth, and infectious energy lit up the big screen, and her laugh became instantly recognizable. In the 1980s, Dolly made her most ambitious move yet. She opened Dollywood, a theme park in her home state of Tennessee. Dollywood is much more than just roller coasters and country music shows. It has created thousands of jobs and has been a significant source of pride for the community where Dolly grew up. Dolly's passion for giving back is reflected in her many philanthropic efforts. One of the most heartwarming of these is the Imagination Library, which began as a local initiative to send free books to children in her hometown and has since grown into a worldwide program that sends millions of books to kids around the globe. Dolly has also proven her generosity on the global stage. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, she donated $1 million to support vaccine research, which contributed to the development of the Moderna vaccine. In all these endeavors, whether it's advocating for education, giving back to her community, or contributing to public health, Dolly Parton has proven that her heart is as big as her legendary talent. But what about her personal life? What's the story behind her marriage, and why has it been so private for so long? For more than 5 decades, Carl Dean has stayed out of the public eye, leaving fans and media curious about the man behind the woman. Carl, born on July 20th, 1942 in Nashville, Tennessee, has lived a life of quiet simplicity. While Dolly was building her career in the limelight, Carl was busy running his own asphalt paving business. It's a stark contrast to Dolly's glamorous lifestyle, but that's precisely what makes their relationship so intriguing. From the very beginning, Carl was not interested in the public sphere, and for more than 50 years, he has stuck to that decision, choosing privacy over fame. The story of how Carl and Dolly met is simple yet heartwarming. It was 1964 and Dolly had just moved to Nashville to pursue her music career. She was 18 years old, standing outside a laundromat when Carl drove by in his pickup truck. According to Dolly, their eyes met, and that was all it took. They hit it off immediately, and their romance blossomed quickly. 2 years later, in 1966, the couple married in a small private ceremony in Ringgold, Georgia. There were no cameras, no red carpets, just the two of them, Dolly's mother and the preacher. As Dolly's career continued to skyrocket, Carl remained a constant presence in her life, though he kept a low profile. He avoided the public eye, refusing to attend events with Dolly or participate in the media frenzy that surrounded her. In fact, Carl rarely made public appearances with Dolly, and for years, fans and the media have been left to wonder what makes their marriage so strong. What's the secret to their long-lasting love, especially in the midst of Dolly's fame? The key to their relationship, according to Dolly, is their shared values and mutual respect. Carl has never tried to change Dolly, and Dolly has never expected Carl to conform to her world of celebrity. Instead, they have built a life based on love, trust, and a shared commitment to each other. As Dolly has often said, Carl is her rock, the steady foundation that has kept her grounded throughout her tumultuous career. For years, Dolly and Carl's marriage has been one of the music world's best-kept secrets. Fans have speculated, but only recently did Carl decide to speak up about his life with Dolly. He's remained steadfast in his decision to keep their relationship private, but as Dolly's fame continues to grow, the curiosity surrounding their relationship has only intensified. It seems that after decades of silence, Carl is finally ready to share his side of the story. So, what's the real story behind their enduring love? According to Carl, it's a simple one: mutual respect, unconditional love, and the unwavering belief that their bond is unbreakable. While Dolly has spent decades in the spotlight, Carl has remained in the background, content to support her from the sidelines. Together, they have created a life that is grounded in love, commitment, and a shared passion for making the world a better place. As Dolly's career continues to evolve, so too does her relationship with Carl. Despite the public's insatiable curiosity about their private life, Carl and Dolly have remained steadfast in their desire to keep their love story personal. It's a testament to the strength of their bond that even after more than 5 decades together, their love remains as strong as ever. In a world where celebrity marriages often end in scandal and divorce, Dolly and Carl's enduring relationship stands as a shining example of love, commitment, and respect. They have weathered the storms of fame and come out stronger on the other side. Their story is proof that true love doesn't need to be flashy or public. It simply needs to be real. Now, as Carl Dean finally speaks out, fans are getting a rare glimpse into the private life of one of the most beloved couples in country music. Their story is one of love, perseverance, and the kind of bond that only comes from years of shared experiences. The story of Dolly Parton and Carl Dean isn't just about fame. It's about the quiet strength of a relationship that has stood the test of time. It's a love story for the ages, one that proves that sometimes the most meaningful things in life are the ones we keep closest to our hearts. Dolly Parton's life and career have been nothing short of extraordinary. For more than 50 years, she has enchanted audiences with her powerhouse voice, timeless songs, and larger-than-life persona. However, despite being one of the most recognizable figures in country music, Dolly has always kept one key part of her personal life extremely private: her relationship with her husband, Carl Dean. While Dolly has been in the public eye for decades, Carl has largely remained out of it, maintaining a quiet, private life while supporting his wife's rise to fame. Fans have been curious for years about Carl, the man behind the woman, wondering how he fits into Dolly's glamorous world. With only a few public appearances, some have even joked that Carl didn't really exist. But Dolly has always been open about Carl's aversion to fame, often saying in interviews that he would rather go to the dentist than attend a red carpet event. Despite his preference for privacy, Carl has been a steadfast and supportive partner in Dolly's life. While she's been captivating audiences around the world, Carl has been content running his business and enjoying a quieter existence at home. The mystery surrounding Carl has only fueled speculation over the years, with the media often wondering why someone married to such a huge star would choose to stay out of the limelight. But for Carl, fame was never something he wanted. Dolly has frequently expressed how Carl's quiet presence has been a stabilizing force in her life, helping her stay grounded through the chaos and pressures of fame. Despite decades of silence on the matter, Carl recently decided that it was time to speak out, leaving many wondering why he chose to do so now. In his recent interview, Carl explained that after decades of living in the background, he felt it was the right time to share his side of the story. His marriage to Dolly has been an integral part of her public image, and Carl wanted to clarify what life has been like for him, living in the shadow of Dolly's incredible success. However, Carl's interview wasn't about clearing up rumors or seeking attention. Rather, it was a celebration of the enduring love and partnership he and Dolly have shared for more than 5 decades. As Carl shared in his own words, "I've always been amazed by her talent and her heart. She lights up every room she walks into, and it's been a joy to support her from the background." For Carl, supporting Dolly has never been a burden, but a source of pride. Even though he's not the type to crave the spotlight, watching Dolly's success has been one of the greatest joys of his life. Carl went on to explain that the secret to their lasting marriage lies in the little things. Despite Dolly's hectic schedule, the couple has always found time for each other. Carl revealed that they often take spontaneous road trips together, just the two of them, with no destination in mind. These moments away from the public eye are what keep their bond strong. Their relationship isn't based on the typical celebrity lifestyle, but on mutual respect, shared humor, and a genuine appreciation for one another. Humor, in particular, plays a major role in their relationship. Even after all these years, Carl and Dolly still manage to make each other laugh. Carl said, "We've always been able to laugh at life and at ourselves. It keeps us young. It keeps us connected." Dolly has echoed this sentiment, often saying that Carl is one of the funniest people she knows. Their ability to keep things lighthearted, even in the face of challenges, has helped them weather the ups and downs of both fame and marriage. Over the years, their relationship has been the subject of much speculation. Tabloids have frequently questioned the status of their marriage, with some even suggesting that they might be secretly divorced. But Carl's recent comments have put those rumors to rest. He emphasized that their marriage has always been based on trust and loyalty, and that despite the pressures of Dolly's fame, their commitment to each other has never wavered. Dolly has long brushed off these rumors with her signature humor, once joking that Carl had an imaginary twin brother who she was supposedly having an affair with, simply because the media could never seem to spot him. One of the most surprising aspects of Carl's interview was his take on Dolly's public image. While the world sees Dolly as a glamorous, larger-than-life figure, Carl has always preferred the more relaxed, at-home version of her. "When we're at home, she's in sweats or a robe, and that's the Dolly I love the most," Carl shared. For him, Dolly is simply Dolly, not the country music legend or the Hollywood star. This simple yet profound statement is a reminder that, beneath all the fame and success, Dolly is still the same woman from Tennessee that Carl fell in love with all those years ago. As Carl Dean finally speaks out, fans are getting a rare glimpse into the private life of one of country music's most iconic couples. Their relationship, built on love, mutual respect, and shared humor, has stood the test of time. In a world where celebrity marriages often end in scandal and heartbreak, Carl and Dolly's enduring bond serves as a shining example of true love and commitment. But the story doesn't end there. Over the years, Dolly's life has been surrounded by rumors, especially regarding her personal life and her appearance. One of the most persistent rumors has been about Dolly's tattoos. Fans have often speculated that, given her penchant for wearing long sleeves and high-neck outfits, Dolly might be hiding a full body of tattoos. But as Dolly herself has revealed, she does indeed have tattoos, but not in the way most people might expect. Rather than bold, flashy tattoos, Dolly's tattoos are small, subtle, and deeply meaningful to her. She's shared in interviews that many of her tattoos are delicate, soft pastel colors, and they're often used to cover up scars or marks from medical procedures. Dolly has turned what could have been sources of insecurity into something beautiful. Among her tattoos, she has a few butterflies, a symbol that holds deep significance for her. Dolly has always had a love for butterflies, which makes sense given their symbolism of transformation and growth. Along with the butterflies, Dolly has hinted at having flowers and other small personal symbols inked on her body, each representing something meaningful in her life. However, there is one part of Dolly's life she has spoken about with a bit of sadness: her decision not to have children. Dolly has been open about the fact that, despite her immense success and joy in her career, not becoming a mother is something she's reflected on with some regret. She and Carl had discussed having children at one point, but after Dolly underwent a hysterectomy in the 1980s, the idea of starting a family didn't come to fruition. In interviews, Dolly has admitted that she sometimes wonders what life would have been like had she become a mother, but at the same time, she's made peace with it. Dolly has found other ways to nurture and love, whether it's through her music, her charity work, or the close relationships she has with her nieces, nephews, and godchildren. In many ways, Dolly has become a mother figure to countless people, sharing her warmth and love with the world. One of her most significant contributions in this regard is her Imagination Library, a program that provides free books to children all over the world. While she didn't have biological children of her own, Dolly has used her influence and resources to impact the lives of millions, nurturing their imaginations and encouraging them to dream big. Another aspect of Dolly's life that has captured public attention is the story behind one of her most famous songs, Jolene. The song, which tells the story of a woman pleading with another to not take her man, has become an anthem for many, but the story behind it is just as fascinating. Dolly has explained that the name Jolene came from a chance encounter with a young girl who had striking red hair. The girl's beauty caught Dolly's attention, and the idea for the song was born. What started as a simple observation turned into one of country music's most enduring hits. Dolly Parton's life is a testament to hard work, love, and generosity. From her humble beginnings in the Smoky Mountains to becoming a global superstar, Dolly has remained true to herself. She's proven time and again that success isn't just about fame and fortune. It's about staying grounded, giving back, and finding joy in the little things. Whether through her music, her charitable work, or her family, Dolly has touched the lives of millions. And while Carl Dean may have spent much of his life in the background, their love story is as enduring as Dolly's career, a quiet and steadfast partnership that has withstood the test of time. Dolly Parton is a name that resonates with millions, known for her warmth, kindness, and her unique ability to connect with listeners through her heartfelt songs. Despite her larger-than-life persona, Dolly, like everyone else, has experienced moments of vulnerability and insecurity. One of her most iconic songs, Jolene, was born out of such a moment, a deeply personal experience that ultimately led to the creation of one of country music's most memorable hits. The backstory of Jolene is as fascinating as the song itself. While many people associate the name Jolene with a chance encounter Dolly had with a young girl at an autograph signing, the true inspiration behind the song is much more personal. Dolly has openly shared that at the time, a woman working at a local bank took a little too much interest in her husband, Carl Dean. Carl, for those who may not know, is the complete opposite of Dolly. While Dolly shines in the public eye, sparkling on stage in sequins and dazzling the world, Carl has always chosen a life away from the spotlight. A man of simplicity and privacy, Carl never sought fame, nor did he particularly welcome the flirtations of the bank teller. However, this woman's attention to Carl did not escape Dolly's notice. Dolly, ever the keen observer, could see what was happening. While Carl found the attention amusing, Dolly, ever protective of her marriage, felt uneasy about it. Instead of confronting the woman, Dolly did what any great songwriter would do. She channeled her emotions into her music. This moment of insecurity, jealousy, and protectiveness birthed one of the most powerful songs in country music history, Jolene. The lyrics of Jolene are a poignant reflection of Dolly's emotions at the time. The narrator, who represents Dolly herself, pleads with Jolene not to take her man, acknowledging Jolene's undeniable beauty and power. Lines such as, "Your beauty is beyond compare, with flaming locks of auburn hair," and "I cannot compete with you, Jolene," capture the feelings of vulnerability and self-doubt that many have felt when someone else seems to pose a threat to a relationship. The song speaks to a universal emotion, the fear of losing someone you love to another person's allure. But what makes Jolene truly stand out is Dolly's approach to this emotional conflict. Rather than turning the song into a rant of jealousy or resentment, she portrays a level of empathy and respect. Instead of vilifying Jolene, the narrator admires her beauty and asks her for mercy. Dolly has explained that she wanted to show Jolene's power without making her the villain of the story. This is a rare and refreshing perspective, especially for a song that stems from jealousy. Most people in a similar situation might lash out in frustration or anger, but Dolly, with her trademark grace, took a moment of vulnerability and transformed it into a heartfelt plea for understanding. Jolene is not just a song about jealousy, it is a powerful reflection on love, vulnerability, and the human experience. Dolly turned her own personal feelings of insecurity into a song that resonated deeply with listeners, making it a timeless classic. Its raw emotion has continued to capture hearts across generations, proving that even in our most vulnerable moments, we can create art that speaks to the core of the human experience. Through Jolene, Dolly Parton shows us that even the most iconic stars experience moments of doubt and fear. And instead of succumbing to those emotions, she used them to create one of country music's most enduring and relatable songs. Dolly Parton's song, Jolene, has a unique magic that resonates with listeners on a profound level. transcending time, place, and the personal situation from which it originated. While the song's roots trace back to Dolly's own experiences, it has become a universal anthem of vulnerability, jealousy, and longing, echoing through the voices of countless artists and generations. First released in 1973, Jolene has since been covered by an array of performers, ranging from rock icons like the White Stripes to pop sensations like Miley Cyrus, each bringing their own flavor to the iconic song. But despite these renditions, none have been able to capture the raw emotional depth that Dolly injected into the original recording. This speaks volumes about the strength of her songwriting, a simple reflection of personal experience transformed into something that resonates with audiences worldwide. Dolly Parton's ability to make her personal struggles feel universal is one of the cornerstones of her legendary career. Through Jolene, she opens a window into the deepest corners of human emotion, turning jealousy and fear into a melody that can be understood by anyone who has ever feared losing love. The song's powerful combination of vulnerability and strength is a reminder that music, at its best, transcends the personal and becomes something collective. It's a story told so truthfully that listeners find themselves reflected in the words, each line of the song echoing something they've felt themselves. And let's be honest, there's a reason Jolene is often cranked up in car speakers when we need to vent or when emotions run high. There's something almost cathartic about singing along to Dolly's pleading vocals, especially when you're feeling a little bit of that jealous energy or experiencing the emotional roller coaster that life often brings. Dolly's voice, filled with both tenderness and fiery passion, wraps itself around each word with such intensity that it's impossible not to get swept up in the feeling of the song. It's the kind of song that makes you feel deeply, whether you're using it to express your own frustrations or simply because it speaks to the universal human experience of love, loss, and vulnerability. But beyond the stirring melody and poignant lyrics, Jolene serves as a testament to Dolly Parton's ability to turn personal feelings into a broader artistic statement. At her core, Dolly is a storyteller, and her songs are the medium through which she shares her personal journey, the highs and lows of life, and the complexities of being human. Throughout her career, Dolly has crafted a vast catalog of songs that resonate with people from all walks of life, and this is largely due to her raw honesty. She has always been willing to expose the depths of her own soul, sharing her struggles, insecurities, and joys with the world in a way that invites others to reflect on their own experiences. What makes Jolene so extraordinary is not just the emotions it conveys, but the way it captures a very human moment in time. At the time of writing the song, Dolly was facing a real threat to her relationship, a moment of vulnerability that we all recognize in our own lives. The fear that someone more beautiful, more charming, or simply more captivating might steal away the person we love. But instead of turning the song into an angry diatribe or a revenge story, Dolly's approach is nuanced, filled with empathy and understanding. The narrator doesn't lash out at Jolene, but rather admires her beauty, acknowledging that she has the power to take away her man. Yet, instead of being filled with bitterness, there's a sense of humility and pleading for mercy, an appeal for understanding in the face of overwhelming emotional pain. Dolly's approach to jealousy in Jolene is refreshingly mature. She doesn't allow herself to be consumed by anger, but instead uses her vulnerability as a tool for artistic expression. Since its release, Jolene has been performed by a diverse array of artists, each bringing their own spin to the song. But no matter who covers it, the emotional weight of Dolly's original recording remains unmatched. The song has stood the test of time, becoming not only one of the defining moments of Dolly's career, but also a song that speaks to listeners across generations, transcending musical genres. The fact that it has resonated with so many people, from country music fans to rock and pop lovers, speaks to the timeless beauty of Dolly's songwriting and her ability to tap into something universally understood. In a way, Jolene has become the quintessential car ride anthem. One of those songs that you blast with abandon when you're on the road, singing at the top of your lungs. It's a track that lets us embrace the complex emotions we often keep buried, allowing us to let go of pent-up frustrations and fears. Dolly's voice, filled with so much emotion, makes it impossible not to feel the weight of the lyrics. Whether you're experiencing a touch of jealousy yourself or just vibing with the song, Jolene has the uncanny ability to make us feel something real and raw every single time. But perhaps the most enduring lesson of Jolene is how it reflects Dolly's deeper understanding of life and love. She took what could have been a painful moment, the fear of losing her partner to someone else, and instead of letting it fester, she turned it into a beautiful, haunting ballad. And in doing so, she not only worked through her own feelings of vulnerability, but also gave the world a song that will forever resonate with people experiencing similar emotions. In her song, Dolly didn't just share her personal struggles. She invited everyone to join her in feeling them. It's a testament to the power of music as a form of catharsis and connection. We don't just listen to Jolene. We experience it, we live it, and we find ourselves in the story. As we look back on Dolly Parton's career, it's clear that Jolene will always be one of her most iconic songs. Its impact is not just a result of its catchy melody or heartfelt lyrics, but of the universal emotions it evokes. The song's beauty lies not just in the story it tells, but in the way it brings out the rawness of the human experience, the vulnerability we all feel when we love, and the fears that accompany that love. Dolly's willingness to channel her personal emotions into her art has allowed her to create a legacy that is both deeply personal and universally relatable. So, the next time you hear Jolene playing, whether it's on the radio or during a long drive, take a moment to remember that the song is not just a tale of jealousy. It's a powerful reflection of the complexity of human emotions, the beauty, the fear, the love, and the vulnerability we all carry within us. And it's also a reminder of Dolly Parton's incredible ability to take a personal, raw experience and transform it into something that continues to touch the hearts of millions, even decades after its creation.